just like that, it's fall. They shut the door on Friday and said, that's it, no more warmth for you.
Although I think it's supposed to be nice by the weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, looking at about 70 later this week. But yesterday and today, a little chilly in the 50s. Our neighbors across the street must have their heat on already because we saw the, stuff coming out of the plume coming out of the stack on top of the roof. I laughed.
No heat yet, but I will tell you that when we were in Eau Claire all day on Saturday, a cross-country meet in the morning, and then we did some shopping downtown, had some lunch, stopped at an orchard on our way home, kind of made a day of it. And between the being outside at the cross-country meet and then the getting rained on and stuff, I could not get warm Saturday night when I got home. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? I put on all the things and didn't have the heat on, but it was, ugh.
We spent several hours outside on Saturday, and I was in shorts and a work shirt, and I felt fine. It was chilly, but I felt great. It was so much better than, to me, being in the 90s or 80s even. So, and then we were inside most of yesterday watching football. Today was the first day that I rode the Harley to work and had to put my gloves on. I've got heated grips on the bike, but it's still a little too chilly to be riding without gloves on at this point. So
yeah, we took the long way home. Beautiful trees, by the way. Oh my God, the colors.
My wife yesterday.
All the way.
It's like all weekend. Look at that tree over there. Look at that tree. Look at that one over there. Right over there. Look at it.
It's beautiful here. Up in Berry Mills, I saw some lovely colors, but up through the Chippewa, up from here, up to Eau Claire through the valley was stunning. But anyway, we were coming home. We went up past the Hootenanny where you were at, past Eckers and all the orchards and up that way, and some lovely decorations. There is a house full of blow-up minions. You would be jealous.
Yeah,
there had
in
to have
Independence, the one in Independence.
Dude.
Yeah. We went there. We were on a bus trip somewhere. I think it was up to Eau Claire or something like that, and we passed that house, yeah. I think it's like that year-round, too,
I think there has to be 50, 60 minions in that yard. Anyway, through Independence, and the trees got prettier and prettier, but we came home Osseo through the Mindoro Cut, and speaking of motorcycles, there were quite a few out this weekend, right?
Well, there was a Frosty Ball ride on Saturday in our area, and I'm sure there was plenty of other people taking advantage of the late-season weather, so more from Scott Robert Shaw. We'll get to the Monday morning throwback a bit later on. Lots of other stuff to get to this morning. So if you want to get in touch with us, please visit the website, rockmornings.com.
More of your Rock Mornings coming up in just a bit.
Rock Mornings, Brian, Gene, and Shaw. Last 3 days.
Are we counting down now?
I've been counting down since you said it.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time.
Sorry, buddy.
I'm happy for you. I wish you the best. But 20 years, man. It's a long time.
It is a long time.
And, we've had some fun. And we, so it's going to be odd, but I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
So let's make the most of it today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Okay, buddy?
Are you going to have us over for dinner or snack, like a happy hour or something?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
You'll have a lot of time to get a charcuterie board ready.
Absolutely.
I don't want to hear any excuses about not day drinking anymore, okay? All right? There's no more excuses like I got to come back to work or I can't, it's too early.
That's true,
You're on retirement time, bro. You could do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that one out, I guess.
If you get up one morning and you're like, I don't know what the hell to do with myself. Right. I'm around. I'm always down to do some stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm always hanging out.
There's some fall golf left, Shaw.
That's true.
There was a bunch of people when we headed out to Eckers on Saturday. They were at Drugan's. Hell yeah, they were out there.
While they can.
I mean, I don't know about today when it's really cold and windy in the morning, but maybe in the afternoon when it warms up a little bit. It looks like it's going to be almost 70 on Thursday, though. And it looks like staying dry.
Yeah.
We did get some rain over the weekend, like a couple of brief showers.
That's about it, though, yeah. Windy, though. Boy, was it windy.
Yeah, all the people that have inflatables for Halloween in their front yard are like, oh, come on, man.
The farmers are getting at it, though. There were a lot of fields that were done already. The corn was in, and we saw, they were hard at it this weekend. We've had 3 weeks of dry weather. That corn's they're working at it.
What did you end up doing this weekend, Shaw?
I watched a lot of sports.
Yeah.
Some really good football games over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I spent some time on Saturday with our coworker, Ken Cooper. who was interviewing me about my career for a podcast that he is planning to put together, apparently. So
very nice.
Yeah, that was a little reflection going on. Hadn't done a lot of that. So
How'd the Hawkeyes do?
Hawkeyes did very well. They scored 40 points. That's double digits.
What's going on with those?
Beating Washington?
This year. They're scoring all the points.
They are. They're looking good. Their offense is on track.
Badgers scored a bunch of points this weekend, too.
They look good.
Packers scored a bunch.
Look real good.
Yeah.
Cardinals look terrible.
Yeah. Patriots look terrible. I was yelling at the television yesterday.
Sure.
A lot of yelling. Three-way now. Shaw in the newsroom. What else happening? I see the vice president's coming to town later this week.
La Crosse again finds itself in the presidential spotlight with news that Kamala Harris plans a visit to La Crosse later this week. Harris will be in town on Thursday, but so far no details have been provided as to the location or the nature of the visit, but those details are expected shortly. The jury selection for the Adam Fravel murder trial was expected to last only a week, but it's taking a little longer than that. 11 jurors were seated by Friday, the end of the first week of the selection process in Mankato. Fravel is being tried for the 2023 murder of his former girlfriend, Madeline Kingsbury of Winona. The case has been moved out of Winona County because of pretrial publicity. A total of 17 jurors must be chosen, including alternates. Opening statements at the Fravel trial are expected later in the week. A 47-year-old person was fatally shot at a youth flag football game on Saturday in Milwaukee. Milwaukee police confirmed a 47-year-old with a gunshot wound was taken to a local hospital around 1 p.m. and died. Officers arrested a 37-year-old in connection with the shooting, but later said that person was no longer considered a suspect. Police did not release further details or any potential motive for the attack. La Crosse city leaders are getting ready to review possible plans to reuse an old fire station. When the Board of Public Works meets today, it's scheduled to consider a couple of offers for the former Fire Station 2 on Monitor Street. That building was vacated a year ago when it was replaced by a newer fire station built on the UWL campus. According to documents filed with the city, proposed uses for that building include offices and space for small businesses. And the devastation of Hurricanes Helene and Milton is still being tallied as a swath of Florida comes to terms with damage from the unusual dual strike of storms in just 2 weeks. Some longtime Floridians have grown accustomed to the annual cycle of storms that can shatter and upend lives in a state known mostly for its balmy weather, sunshine, and beaches. Some say that's the price of living in paradise. President Joe Biden arrived yesterday to tour the hurricane damage, and crews continue to reconnect electricity in storm-stricken communities.
Yeah, I have an aunt that lives in Port Orange, Florida, which was not in the eye of the storm, one of those like fringy areas where you get a bunch of rain and a bunch of wind, and she lost power and just got it connected, I think, yesterday or over the weekend. So, yeah, it's if that's the impact, you know what I mean, as far away from the center of the storm as she was, I can only imagine what it's like down there in the eye of it all. But,
and they got lucky, too, because that storm was predicted to be much worse than it turned out to be.
Yeah. Three-way with Shaw in the newsroom. We'll talk to him throughout the morning, get to Bad News, Happy Music later on, Monday Morning Throwback. Our last one with Shaw, so we'll, again, recap some of his greatest moments here on the program over the last umpteen years. So we'll do that about 7:40. Also got some Disturbed coming up after Nothing More.
Rock Mornings. On air, online, on the app.
Disturbed on Rock Mornings. Big announcement from them last week.
I was just looking at that.
What is it, 25th annual or 25th anniversary tour for them on their debut album, Down with the Sickness, and I think they're going out with Nothing More, and yeah, it's going to be a hell of a good time.
Sickness 25th anniversary tour. They are going out with 3 Days Grace and Seven Dust or Daughtry and Nothing More. Depends on which show you see.
So is that the 3 Days Grace with Gantier back with them? Is that going to be?
I think that's my understanding. They're going to do.
I think that I saw them in Green Bay. I think, or at the Epic Event Center, I think.
I've got dates and locations. They're going to do the Sickness in its entirety.
Right.
And then they're going to do a second set of greatest hits. So they're going to perform 2 sets each night, Disturbed is. The Sickness in its entirety, a set of second greatest hits. And then it looks like March 6th, Minneapolis at the Target Center. March 8th, Chicago at the United Center are some of the closest ones in March anyway. And those tickets will be going on sale too. So that 25th anniversary, that'll be big.
Huge.
Yeah.
Sports here on Rock Mornings. You got, of course, the Packers with a big win over the Cardinals yesterday, 34-13. The Bears beat Jacksonville 35-16 in London. Nice early
morning game.
NFL action. And the Lions beat the brakes off the Cowboys yesterday, 47-9. The worst home loss by the Cowboys ever.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
After suffering the worst home loss of his time as Dallas Cowboys owner and GM, Jerry Jones backed his head coach Mike McCarthy, saying, quote, "Oh, I haven't even considered that. I'm not considering that. Just so you're clear, I'm not considering that," which means he's going to fire Mike McCarthy.
He's considering that.
It's just going to happen. We don't know when, but it's going to happen. Look, the Jets got rid of Robert Saleh. Bill Belichick's out there somewhere waiting for an NFL coaching gig. They're going to do something. They can't have this on the record. They can't. It's bad. Week 6 in the NFL will wrap up tonight. Monday Night Football, you got the Bills at the Jets, 7:15 on ESPN and ABC. MLB playoffs continuing over the weekend. Saturday, the Guardians beat the Tigers 7-3. They take that ALDS, and they move on to face the Yankees in the ALCS, the American League Championship Series.
Heard about that.
Game 1 is tonight at 6:38 on TBS. Yesterday, the Mets, they lost to the Dodgers handily, 9-0. That was Game 1 of the NLCS. Game 2 is this afternoon at 3:08. So you got a couple of games today, one at 3:08 and then one at 6:38. Badgers over Rutgers on Saturday, 42-7. Improved to 4-2 on the season. Up next week, they're at Northwestern on Saturday, 11 a.m. That game will be on the Big Ten Network. Minnesota Lynx over the New York Liberty in overtime on Thursday, 95-93. They take a 1-0 series lead in the WNBA Finals. And then yesterday, the Liberty tied up that series at a game apiece thanks to an 80-66 win. Game 3 of that best-of-5 series is Wednesday night at Minnesota, 7 p.m. on ESPN. And Kyle Larson got the win at the Roval yesterday. All 4 Hendricks Motorsports drivers managing to advance into the round of 8. However, that is no longer the case because front Roman Alex Bowman, driver of the number 48 Hendricks Motorsports Chevrolet, disqualified after he failed post-race technical inspection. Car didn't meet minimum weight requirements. This means that Bowman is now eliminated from the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, putting in 2-time champion Joey Logano into contention. So,
ouch.
Yeah. Well, mess around. Find out, right? Sports here on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to the latest from Jelly Roll, his new album out. He was a featured guest on Hard Drive with Lou Brutus. Yeah, he's everywhere, right? Everywhere like such as. Yeah, he was on with Lou Brutus every night last week and getting ready for the release of his latest album, which is out now. We'll hear his new stuff in just a couple minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
Hello, I'm Ed Schmier, candidate for Water Commission. I know that water is essential to our bodies, environment, and economy, unlike my opponent, Dan Snodgrass, who pees in pools. On Election Day, vote for Schmier to keep your water clear of pee.
Hello, I'm Dan Snodgrass, candidate for the Water Commission. My opponent, Ed Schmier, claims I pee in pools. I was 6. I didn't know better, unlike Ed Schmier, who goes to the beach in a mankini. On Election Day, remember, say no to Fanny, vote for Danny.
Hello, I'm Ed Schmier, candidate for Water Commission. My opponent, Dan Snodgrass, says I wear a mankini to the beach. What he doesn't tell you is he's the guy who walks up when you're washing your car and says, "Can you do mine next?" Which has never been funny. On Election Day, remember, vote for Ed Schmier. I'll leave you alone when you wash your car.
Hello, I'm Dan Snodgrass. My opponent, Ed Schmier, claims I go up to people washing their cars and say, "Can you do my car next?" What he doesn't mention is he thinks your baby's ugly. On Election Day, remember, vote for Dan Snodgrass. I like your baby.
Hello, I'm Ed Schmier again. Never said anyone had an ugly baby. And what does that have to do with water? Vote for me for Water Commission.
So says the ugly baby hater in a mankini.
Dan Snodgrass is a total windbag.
I'm Snodgrass, and I think all babies are beautiful. Message approved.
What happened to Tammy Baldwin? That's the new one, Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Can I even say names, or are we going to get in trouble? But that ad, it's
like the exhaustion.
They got one of her from like when she was a baby, and then they got a picture of her like 3,000 years later. What happened to Tammy Baldwin? Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
very uplifting messages.
I don't know. She got old. People get old. Then you're in government. It's really stressful, and you got to be out. I don't know. But yeah, a little back and forth, Sean. We got 3 weeks?
Yep.
An absentee ballot. I see where the state is setting records with absentee ballots. Yeah, I just read an article this morning about that.
More and more people have been voting absentee in recent elections. It started during the pandemic, and it's kind of caught on.
So what's Thursday's details? You said that Harris is coming to La Crosse?
Kamala Harris is coming
I
to
think
La Crosse.
Waltz
They haven't
is in
said.
state today, right?
Pardon?
I think Tim Waltz is
Yes.
coming to.
I think he's in Eau Claire, maybe?
Yeah, but he's not going to be in our area here in La Crosse. But Harris is confirmed to come to La Crosse on Thursday.
They've confirmed La Crosse. They haven't said where it's going to be. There are rumors that it's going to be at the La Crosse Center, which is a popular spot for political candidates to hold their rallies. But they've not confirmed that. They've not described the nature of the visit in terms of what she's going to be speaking about, what the format would be, any of those things. But we expect to get those details very shortly.
Also in Green Bay and Milwaukee, so she'll just be jumping around that day.
They're all spending a lot of time in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they're hammering Wisconsin, man. I mean, like
swing state. We don't know what time of the day either, Sean.
No, not
right?
yet.
Is that correct? All right.
there's a house that I pass on my way to work every day, and I swear every day that I pass this guy's house, there's at least one, if not several, new Trump signs and banners and flags, like his whole entire
The whole yard.
A lot.
And like it started out, just a couple here and there, and then now it's like they're everywhere, man.
He's
It's
typing in
covering-
all caps, yeah.
Yeah. So we're almost done though, right? We're almost
getting there.
We're getting
it's going to
there.
be a long 3 weeks, though.
What the hell are you going to do with yourself?
Not pay attention.
All right. Son of a bitch. Lucky ass. What else is going on?
A southern Minnesota murder trial is moving into its second week, with seats remaining to be filled on the jury. Attorneys in the Adam Fravel case had hoped to complete jury selection last week, but so far only 11 jurors have been chosen. 17 people in all are needed for the jury, which includes 5 alternates. Fravel is accused of killing his ex-girlfriend, Madeline Kingsbury, last year in Winona County, and then concealing her body. That trial has been moved to Mankato because of heavy publicity about the murder. The suspect in a La Crosse attempted murder case is pleading not guilty to 6 criminal charges, but Freeman Cole did not enter those pleas in person. Cole continues to refuse to leave his jail cell to take part in court proceedings, and his attorney entered the not guilty pleas for him. In Judge Gloria Doyle's courtroom, a video camera showed the closed door to Cole's cell. Cole will be scheduled for trial for allegedly attacking a woman inside a La Crosse storage unit last October. Elections for Congress will affect this country's national security. That's what a group called National Security Leaders for America said last week during a campaign stop in La Crosse. Group members spoke in support of electing Democrat Rebecca Cook to the 3rd District House seat next month. One speaker was retired Ambassador Judith Sefkin, who says people with rural backgrounds, such as Cook, are needed in Washington to work on international issues.
Rebecca also knows that for the U.S. to be strong, it's way past time for Washington, D.C. politicians to stop leaving behind rural communities because they might be small or maybe they're red.
Sefkin says the president needs serious partners in Congress, and she argues that Cook would provide serious leadership if she is elected. A Sherpa teenager has returned to Nepal to a hero's welcome.
Dude, talk about having goals in life. This kid is the youngest to scale all 14. Is that correct?
That is correct. The youngest person to scale all of the world's 14 highest peaks. He's 18 years old, a man named Nima Rinja Sherpa, and reached the more than 8,000-meter summit of Mount Shishapangama in China last week.
Bless you.
Yes, thank you. Completing his mission to climb the world's peaks that are more than 8,000 meters high, he broke a previous record by another Sherpa who was 30 years old at the time. After his latest and final climb last week, Nima Rinja wrote on his Instagram account that it was a tribute to every Sherpa who has ever dared to dream beyond the traditional boundaries set for them.
Yeah, I guess his father and uncles run one of the most, popular leading companies, if you will, for...
Well, yeah, when the 18-year-old's climbing all of them, you probably feel pretty secure using them as your guide, right?
7 summits treks in Nepal. So they have been, leading people on treks for years and years and years. And
he didn't do this on a whim.
No, but wow.
Yeah, it's the family business, right?
Apparently.
Mountaineering. What's your family do? We climb mountains.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
High mountains.
Yes.
Kind of what we did.
Yeah. Oof. Wow. Impressive.
Right? Crazy. 3-Way with Shaw in the newsroom. Are you ready for some football?
Are you?
How about your Bears, huh?
Yeah, looking good at 4-2.
Beating the brakes off of those Jags. Not that was...
No, not much opposition there. But
Well, the Jags stink. I read a story that said a bunch of players admitted they quit halfway through because they're like,
Right. Kind of looked like it, too.
Tonight you got Monday Night Football on ESPN. The Jets hosting the Bills.
Aaron Rodgers.
Can Aaron Rodgers figure it out?
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to go with no.
No, I think the
Look
Bills.
bad.
I think the Bills are going to run all over them.
So do I.
Over on NBC, part 5 of the blind auditions for The Voice. On television tonight, the 22nd premiere of NCIS is on CBS, and that's followed by the 2-hour series premiere of NCIS Origins.
Because we don't have enough NCIS.
Well, we don't have enough Chicago Meds, Fires, and PDs, or NCISs, or Law and
the
Orders.
Menendez brothers.
Yeah,
Holy
Mark
gosh.
Harmon narrates the prequel, which stars Austin Stowell as a younger version of Mark's character, Leroy Jethro Gibbs, in his first days as a new NCIS agent. Also, the series premiere of The Wranglers on CW, a reality show about the staff and clients of the Circle Bar Dude Ranch in Montana. Also, 911 Lone Star, Superman and Lois, Rescue High Surf, and Brilliant Minds. Late night shows, Fallon is in repeats. Kimmel's got Patton Oswalt, Naomi Scott, and Glass Animals. Kathy Bates and Pamela Anderson are going to be on with Stephen Colbert. People are giving that new Matlock thumbs up, apparently. I am not watching it, but we didn't really watch much over the weekend. Some horror movies. That was about. We watched Silver Bullet, Corey Haim, and Gary Busey. Werewolf movie based on a Stephen King story.
We watched a movie from...
We watched The Grudge last night, and I forgot how much that movie sucks.
Is it scary?
Sarah Michelle Gellar. It's
supposed to
It's
be.
a remake of a Japanese horror film, and it was not good.
So are you on the list of trying to get through all of them now? I mean,
We don't do a list. We tend, our kind of go-to, Shaw, for us is we tend to watch movies on the day they were released.
Oh, okay.
Anniversary. This time of year, obviously, there's plenty of horror films. So we don't, or there's also like the classics that we like to watch. We tend to wait till we get closer to Halloween to start watching the Halloweens and the Friday the 13th and stuff like that. So got a text from Corbin who said, happy last week of making us listeners happy. I hope you enjoy a great retirement, Shaw. You'll be missed.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
By the way, retirement party at the Main on Wednesday, starting at 4 o'clock. If people want to stop by, Shaw, and say congratulations in person,
Yeah, that's open to the public.
they're welcome to do so. 4 until 6 o'clock on
Have
Wednesday.
a drink, bite to eat.
I hear there's going to be meatballs.
What?
You went and talked to Dave. You
Dude,
stink.
how am I going to get up on stage and talk when I'm full of meatballs?
Right.
You stink.
How am I going to MC this stupid event?
What else did you?
I told him to throw in a couple extra orders of bacon bombs just for good
Good
measure.
idea.
I can't wait to meet some of these listeners of the news station, Shaw, that don't know who the hell I am. Like, who the hell is this
They're
guy?
going to find out.
Talking about Shaw eating bacon and stuffing them in a duffel bag. What the hell's going on in that building? Do we need to call what is it, adult supervision people
Right.
or whatever it is? CSP?
So that's Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him and cancel your stupid meatballs today. You going behind my back and talking to the guy that's bringing the meatballs. What the hell?
Also, I don't know if I'll do it today. I don't know if we'll have time. We got a big concert announcement coming up just after 8 o'clock. But I have a story, and I want to share it before you leave, Shaw, because I want you to hear it. It's a very good story.
Okay.
So probably tomorrow, we were at a wedding on Saturday. That's why we left the Hootenanny so early. We had to go home and change and let the dogs out and then go out to this wedding. It was more of the reception, but I heard a very interesting story at this wedding.
Okay.
So
That's it? An interesting story.
Yeah, this is for later.
Yeah, about babies and allergies.
Oh, okay.
But Wednesday, Shaw, Wednesday's a day, 4 until 6 at the Main for those
Yes.
who might want to stop by.
Please do.
Looking forward to stuffing you in that duffel bag one last time.
One more time.
One more time, just for posterity's sake. TNT now.
Rock mornings. Only on 95.7 The Rock.
AC/DC with TNT on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Again, a nice text from Corbin says, happy last week of making us listeners happy. I hope you have a great retirement, Shaw. You'll be missed. It's not even a full week. He's only putting in a half a week.
I know.
3 days.
Wednesday, middle of the week retirement. What the heck?
Also got a text from Doc saying NASCAR explains why they DQ'd the 48 yesterday. It was post-race inspection, and yeah, I got that. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it. Laverne says, tell Shaw he's messing with my morning routine. I no longer have to switch from one station to the other to listen to him in the morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would get that for years from people. They would say they would tune in to us because they wanted to hear us messing around with Shaw because we get a little news, but then we would go on tangents and talk about other stuff. And then they would go to the next station that Shaw was on so that they could listen to him do the actual news without being interrupted.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's one of the reasons for the retirement. The constant interruptions.
Well, he put up with it for 20 years.
I know. We've had a good time. And like I told you, I've never done this program without him. So the fifth Lori came in to make a donation when we were at the hospital doing CNN on Thursday, Friday. I don't know, one of the 2 days that was a whirlwind. Anyway, she was like, and I'm like, Lori, I've been working with him since I walked in the door, first day one. Of course, I'm going to miss him. He's my friend. But he's also it's well deserved, and I'm happy for him. That's what I told her. I'm like, I'm as happy for him as I am.
He was nervous about telling me when he came in here that one day. He's like, he's like, I'm worried about telling you because I don't know how you're going to react,
dude.
And I was like, I'm very happy for you.
Point, then that's what
I'm
you're
very excited. Take me with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'll come over your house and I'll put up all your Christmas lights and everything, and bro out. Couple more days left, though. We got today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And Monday Morning Throwback is coming up in just about, 40 minutes. Also got a major concert announcement coming up just after 8 o'clock. This one is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
It's huge.
It's big. Yeah, it might be one of the biggest ones we've ever announced.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. We'll tell you who, what, when, where, why, and how just after 8 o'clock this morning. So keep listening for more info on that. Also got Green Day in just a bit. Stick around.
Rock Mornings, Monday to Friday, 6 to 9.
Green Day with Brain Stew and Jaded. It's Rock Mornings. Brian and Gene. You love to see these things. It's bigger than the game, right? Football coach for the Henninger Black Knights in Syracuse, New York. Made sure that a student with Down syndrome playing for the opposing team, the Fayetteville Manillas Hornets, was able to score a touchdown in the final seconds of the game. Noah Dickinson taking a handoff 75 yards for a touchdown in the final seconds of a game that was well out of reach.
Mm-hmm.
Touchdown, Hornets! Noah Dickinson, run for a touchdown.
42-6.
Yes.
I believe was the final score. 42-16, excuse me. But
yes,
the video's touching.
Of course.
Family in the stands. Everybody knows who he is.
Feet and cheering.
Yeah.
And
just taking the ball 75 yards for the score.
Yeah, all the way in.
Coach saying afterwards,
yeah, you let that happen. Of course you do.
It's bigger than sports.
Yes, of course you do.
Yeah. Smooth move. Obviously, the teams worked that out in advance, and it's good to see. Good sportsmanship. This is crazy. We've been talking a lot about the hurricanes that just waxed all over Florida the last couple of weeks.
Well,
Helene and
the one in
Milton,
North Carolina and Tennessee. Wow. Those videos I can't.
This was in North Carolina, which doesn't get as much of the shine, right? Because Florida took the brunt of it. But an 11-year-old boy in North Carolina, his name is Jamie Parker. He got buried in rubble when a mudslide hit his grandparents' house during the hurricane.
I think I know this. Did his dog find him?
Yes. Rescue dog, too.
Yeah.
Kids, and if you haven't seen the pictures of the video of the house, I mean,
rubble is a
mudslide it's exactly what your brain conjures up. It's not like, a little bit of dirt got in. We're talking just mudslide, like house dilapidated and ruined because of this mudslide. Yeah. The dog's name is Tucker. He stood where Jamie was, wouldn't budge until firefighters got there, used chainsaws to get the kid out. Jamie and his sister used their allowance 3 years ago to save Tucker when he was about to be put down at a shelter.
You are kidding.
Yeah, so obviously Tucker wants to return the favor.
I probably would have died if it wasn't for Tucker. I was on the couch with Gemma. The house mudslided and I face planted into a wall. I couldn't see sunlight or nothing. I just felt water dripping on me. I thought I was either going to drown or run out of air.
I couldn't find him.
Didn't know where he was.
Tucker, he was above me and he was barking. I heard him whining and barking. Since he has a really big nose and really big ears, he could hear me and smell me. I thought he was trying to tell them where I was. He rescued me.
He was trying to tell them where you were.
Jamie Parker, by the way, 11-year-old kid, found by his dog Tucker after a mudslide collapsed his grandparents' home, and he got buried underneath some rubble.
All complete darkness.
Yeah.
Face
Thought
up
he was
against
going to
the wall.
drown or suffocate, and Tucker the dog stood right where he was and refused to move until the firefighters came over and started digging and figured out this is where the kid is.
Well, that's because he has a big nose and big ears. That's why he was able to do that.
Yeah, he looks like some kind of hunting dog.
Oh,
yeah, beautiful.
Yay,
beautiful
way to
pooch.
go.
Got Shaw coming up in a bit. Also some Nickelback. If you need something, you can find us online, rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Wow. You remember Tamagotchis?
Why does that sound familiar?
It was like a little handheld thing, and it was supposed to be a pet, and you had to
I know.
Sure.
feed it, take care of it.
Yes.
But it was like a little Polly Pocket looking thing, right? Like almost like a old watch. You know what I mean? Like a pocket watch, right? Tamagotchi.
Yes. Yeah.
It was plastic, little screen, and
kind of in there. And the better you did taking care of it, the better it would do and grow and all of that.
Well, that was in I think the late 80s, early 90s, the Tamagotchis. But of course, computers and AI and technology have since improved. And now, Casio, yes, Casio, like the keyboards, releasing a new AI pet called Moflin, Moflin. It looks like a guinea pig without legs, but it's got eyes and no limbs, excuse me. So no feet.
It's a little puffball.
So it's like a little puffball with eyeballs.
Okay.
Dead, shark black eyeballs, lifeless eyeballs, Shaw.
Okay.
Stare into your soul.
Like a doll's eyes.
But they made him look cute because your kid's going to want one.
Fuzzy, yes. Different colors, I see.
Unlike previous robot pets, like the little RC dog that you put batteries in.
My daughter, whoop, whoop, or the horses, the little pony.
This is not meant to be a toy. They're marketing it as a mental health companion that's meant to comfort you. It's got built-in AI that helps it develop its own simulated personality depending on how you interact with it. So if you're picking this thing up and throwing it across the room or sitting on it or stepping on it or trying to flush it or set it on fire or put firecrackers up its ass, it may smother you during the overnight. I have no idea. But over time, it learns to recognize you just like a real pet does. They don't run, jump, or move around very much. They just sort of squirm. But they do look pretty lifelike when they do that, rather than just like it starts vibrating and sort of shuffles over here and shuffles over there. It's supposed to simulate a pet snuggling with you. By the way, not cheap. $400 right now. You can pre-order them in Japan. And for an extra $44 a year, there's a subscription service called Club Moflin that comes with discounts on repairs and cleanings, even a full fur replacement when needed. So if your kid is overdoing it with the petting of the Moflin, Shaw, you can send it in and get new fur.
Well, it sounds like this is for grown-ups, too, for stress relief and all of that. Various emotions during the day. It's going to form its own unique personality, Shaw.
Yeah, just what you want. Some computer forming a personality in your house so that it can kill you during the overnight.
Get emotionally attached to you so you can take it to work with you, Shaw. If you want to take is it Moflin?
Moflin. They apparently debuted several years ago at the CES in Vegas, 2021, the Consumer Electronics Show. But now they're ready for prime time, so they go on sale November 7th in Japan. Again, $400 in Japan if you want to pre-order it. And no idea when they plan on selling them in the U.S., but I'm sure you could. If you've got to get your hands on one, you can find some sort of dark web thing and pick up a Moflin for your kid. Or you could just adopt a dog that might, really appreciate
moves
it.
Its head around a little bit more.
Wow,
it does go like this.
Won't, save the dog's life from being put down, maybe euthanized. Mm-hmm. Or a cat. I know that
Happy,
a lot of
secure,
shelters.
And calm with regular interactions, Shaw. It can be that. It has a little bed that it sleeps in too.
Yeah, but can it alert rescuers if you get trapped in a mudslide, though? Come on.
I don't. It doesn't. No, I would doubt that.
Not like Tucker,
right?
Now that you're retired or gonna be retired, Shaw.
Let's get you one of these.
No, let's get him a real dog. All right, Pinocchio. Let's go. All right.
We talked about it.
It's now time. You're going to need this dog. You go on walks. You're going to have plenty of time. You're going to go and, get some health and all that stuff.
Right. One of my kids keeps sending me links to dogs that are available at the local shelter. But
Way to go, Jack.
But he always sends me pictures of puppies. I said, Jack, I'm not getting a puppy. I don't have the energy to train a puppy.
You will when you're retired.
Yeah.
You'll have plenty of energy because you won't be getting drained like a vampire while working. You know what I mean?
Just be cleaning up messes in the house.
Yeah, but that's part of the fun. Those are the things you think back to when they're at the end of their time.
He's like, maybe I'll consider
Trust me,
it.
I just went home and had a kennel full of dog poop
I
again.
just saw that, yeah. It made me not want a dog.
The little dog this time around.
Made me not want one.
I still love the dog. Yeah, it sucks. You got to wash them and wash the kennel and it's poop and it's not fun, but you could volunteer at a shelter, Shaw.
That's true.
It's endless what you can do.
Oh, absolutely. I can envision volunteering, you bet.
There you go. You got plenty of free time now, or you will after Wednesday. Three-way with Shaw in the newsroom. What else going on?
2 people were injured and 3 mobile homes destroyed in a weekend fire in Sparta. That fire broke out on Avon Drive early Saturday morning. 3 mobile homes and 6 vehicles were heavily damaged by the blaze. Those who were injured primarily suffered cuts and bruises. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. A shooting at a post office in Minnesota yesterday left 1 man critically injured. It happened in St. Paul. Police were called to the scene around 3:30 p.m. They found a man suffering from life-threatening gunshot wounds and took him to a hospital. About an hour later, police made an arrest. The preliminary investigation shows the suspect and the victim were co-workers at the St. Paul post office. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is examining a plan to seal off humanitarian aid to northern Gaza in an attempt to starve out Hamas militants. If implemented, the plan could trap without food or water hundreds of thousands of Palestinians who are unwilling or unable to leave their homes. Israel has issued many evacuation orders for the north throughout the year-long war. The plan proposed to Netanyahu by a group of retired generals would escalate that pressure, giving Palestinians just a week to leave the northern third of the Gaza Strip. Those who remain would be denied food, water, medicine, and fuel. Many Native Americans across the U.S. will come together for Indigenous Peoples Day today to celebrate their history and culture and acknowledge the ongoing challenges they face with a focus on the election. There will be events tonight ranging from a voting rally in Minneapolis to a public talk about the Native vote at Virginia Tech. The holiday comes about 3 weeks before Election Day. Events will be largely geared toward Native voter mobilization and outreach. While it's not a federal holiday, Indigenous Peoples Day is observed by 17 states, and there is no mail delivery today. And an annual event in Maine involving mud, beer, and cash has once again drawn dozens of eager competitors. More than 30 couples took part on Saturday.
Oh, the wife carrying competition?
North American Wife Carrying Championship.
Dude, you ever watch this?
I've seen clips of it.
Do you see how they do it?
Yeah, this way, right?
Well, so they basically, most of them, they hang the wife over their shoulders.
right.
Yep.
So it's like...
Her head's this way.
Yeah, so that he could run kind of unfettered without having to like carry her, he can use his arms to balance and all that stuff. It's very funny to watch.
It's a 278-yard race during which contestants splash through water, leap over logs, and trudge through mud, all while carrying their partner like a sack of potatoes. Traditionally, this finish event featured male competitors carrying a woman, but over the weekend, competing couples did not have to be married, and the couples did not have to be a man and a woman for the first time.
Anybody take him up on that?
I don't know.
All right.
Hilarious.
Not sure who won.
Though.
As you mentioned, Indigenous Peoples Day, Columbus Day, that's a lot of people still refer to it as that. National Dessert Day as well. Shaw,
I like that.
If you're having pie or cake, maybe have an extra helping. I'm eating a lot of Halloween candy right now because we have a lot of Halloween candy in our house.
So you're eating a lot of Halloween candy?
Well, I bought a bag of my wife bought some new skeleton cookie jar thing. I don't know. So I bought a bag of the Reese's peanut butter pumpkins. And so that's in there. And then I went out last week and bought our Halloween candy that we're going to give away on Halloween. But that's also been very tempting because it's got Twix and it's got Kit Kats and it's got Reese's peanut butter cups in it. So, yeah, every time I walk by that stupid pumpkin, it's like, oh, look at that.
It's calling your name.
Little treat for me. You know what else I did have this weekend, by the way?
What?
The Big Mac McChicken, the McChicken Big Mac. Had it yesterday.
I didn't know there was a McChicken Big Mac.
Yeah, so it's basically like a Big Mac with chicken patties.
So there's
instead
two
of,
chicken patties?
Yeah, so it's a Big Mac. Instead of burgers, it's chicken.
Okay. And?
Delish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thumbs
Tasted
up?
like a Big Mac with chicken instead of burgers. Are you ready to eat a Big Mac on Wednesday, Shaw?
Sure.
All right, because I'm efforting that.
Okay. I've never had one.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware. We're going to make that a reality.
I think, well, I can't. He should. He should.
At least
That's
once.
about the same size, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah. Three-way with Shaw in the newsroom. We'll get back to him in just a bit. Get to the Monday morning throwback as well. Plus, big, huge, major concert announcement coming up just after 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
We'll tell you who, what, when, where, why, and how. Right now, it's Bring Me the Horizon.
Rock Mornings on 95.7 The Rock.
Nickelback on Rock Mornings. Brian and Gene. Allie says, I've been dreading this time since I first heard the news. I enjoy listening to you 3 in the morning while I get ready for work and my drive-in. We'll miss you on 95.7 Shaw. Have a good, great retirement. Sorry, Allison. We'll still be here. Mm-hmm. I still got to work.
Me also.
Also
but I agree, happy retirement.
Yeah. Also got a text from Cheryl. Said Shaw could volunteer at the shelter/vet clinic in La Crescent. They're looking for help.
Anywhere that you can volunteer is looking for help.
And Carl texting in. I was talking about the what do they call it? The Big McChicken? I don't know if they have a name for it. But
the Big Mac chicken. So it's
a Big Mac, but no beef. It's chicken.
Yeah.
And it just got released like last week, so I wanted to try it. And Carl texted in and said, get one chicken and one beef Big Mac, then switch one patty and have 2 sandwiches, best of both worlds. Yeah, I'm not eating 2 Big Macs, but thank you.
But I see what he's doing there.
Right. I can appreciate that. And Brenda texted in and said, make sure you cut that Big Mac into quarters. Shaw won't be able to eat the whole thing.
Well, he's never had a Big Mac. We learned that a couple years ago.
He doesn't think he's going to like it, even though he's never had one because of the special sauce.
And he's not a picky eater. He doesn't strike me as somebody.
I don't think he's picky, but I think he likes what he likes, and he doesn't go outside the comfort zone. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Try things though.
I don't know. I don't look at Shaw and think of him as a food explorer. You know what I mean? Like one of those people that's going to go and try something wild and new. I think he enjoys vibrant foods. I'm not saying he's bland or dull when it comes to that stuff, but I'm just saying that, like, in terms of...
He's predetermined he isn't going to like it, so he's not going to give it a try.
Which also means he's not going to be open-minded and like it. He's going to just be like, nope, I don't like it. Which is fine. You don't have to like everything.
You do have to try it, don't you?
Guardians over the Tigers on Saturday, 7-3. They take that ALDS and move on to face the Yankees in the ALCS. Game 1 tonight at 6:38 on TBS and True TV. Mets against the Dodgers yesterday, a 9-0 loss. In Game 1 of the NLCS, Game 2 is this afternoon at 3:08 on Fox. So you got a couple of games in the
watching baseball today.
ALCS and NLCS, yep.
Fall feeling day, that's for sure.
Packers over the Cardinals yesterday, 34-13. The Bears beat Jacksonville 35-16 in London yesterday. Mm-hmm. And Lions absolutely throttled the Cowboys yesterday, 47-9 the final score there. Week 6 in the NFL wraps up tonight with the Bills at the Jets, 7:15 on ESPN and ABC. Briefly, leaving in the first quarter of Sunday's win against the Broncos, Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh told reporters that he had atrial flutter, a type of arrhythmia that causes the heart to beat at an abnormally high rate, and that a flare-up made him seek medical attention. Whoa. So he had to leave the sideline, go in the back. They had to work on him.
Because it was fluttering.
Yeah, went to the locker room. Paramedics treated him, had an electrocardiogram scan, and eventually got his heart back to normal. Harbaugh returned later in the first quarter and coached the remainder of the game.
Yeah.
He said afterwards, I'm 2-0 against these arrhythmias. Apparently it happened before. Yeah.
You can feel it happening, I'm sure.
Oregon wide receiver Trayshawn Holden ejected in the second quarter of Saturday night's game for spitting in the face of Ohio State cornerback Davison. I'm not even going to try the last name here. The incident occurred shortly after Holden caught a 32-yard pass. 2 plays later, video replay showed Holden spitting into the other player's face mask after going out for a pass in the end zone. The player who got spit on returned to the sideline momentarily before coming back into the game. Holden escorted off the field and into the tunnel where he took off his helmet and threw it. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for spitting, forcing the Ducks to settle for a field goal, giving Oregon a 15-14 lead. They would, of course, go on to win, and everybody stormed the field. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if the NCAA is going to come down on them, give them a timeout or something.
Sounds very unsportsmanlike.
The team might as well. And other sad news out of the world of college sports. North Carolina wide receiver Tylee Kraft died on Saturday after a lengthy battle with cancer. 23 years old, Kraft diagnosed with stage 4 large cell neuroendocrine carcinoma of the lung, a rare form of cancer. This was back in March of 2022. The cancer was found when UNC's training staff took him to the hospital because he had been struggling with debilitating back pain, leading to an aggressive treatment of chemotherapy and immunotherapy. Sadly, the cancer eventually spread to his liver, brain, and spine, condition forcing him to medically retire, but he did remain active with the Tar Heels program in a coaching role, and he passed away at the age of 23 on Saturday.
Ugh.
Sad.
Oh, my gosh.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene, sports. Right now, we'll get to the Monday Morning Throwback in just a couple of minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
Maybe this will refresh your memory.
Since 2008, Brian, Gene, and Shaw have been your wake-up specialists.
Like old times, huh?
Now it's time to take a look back.
Go way back.
It's the Monday Morning Throwback. Every Monday morning, Throwback.
It's about that time, Shaw.
Yeah?
Our last week with you forever.
Well, when you say it like that.
Never going to see or hear from you again.
What?
That's not true.
But as we've been doing for the last month and some change since you first announced that you would be retiring, we're taking a look back, Shaw. Mm-hmm. And we started out many, many years ago with some of our more fun times, some of the interesting things you've said over the years.
Been a few.
Our last Monday Morning Throwback featuring the best of Scott Robert Shaw is clips from the last couple of years, starting during COVID, Shaw, and I think you might remember some of these. Listen to this little highlight clip.
Maybe this will...
That's not what I'm looking for. My apologies. Wrong thing. What the hell is it? There we go. I got it.
Where the hell are the taco Doritos? That's what I want to know.
What are you
What's going on?
What?
What?
Are you unaware?
I don't understand what's going on here.
Do you like taco Doritos?
Do I like Doritos?
Yeah, the taco-flavored Doritos.
Yeah,
Yes.
Taco Bell. Yeah, they took them off the
Yes.
menu.
Good luck trying to find them.
Yeah.
What?
They don't exist anymore, taco
Yeah.
Doritos.
You didn't see Taco Bell? They changed their menu.
I don't care about Taco Bell. I'm talking about when I go to the grocery
flavor,
store and I want a
the
bag of
orange
taco
bag.
Doritos, you can't find them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
What do you mean you
boy,
can't?
boy.
They don't exist is what I'm saying. Google it.
Kick-ass rock listener, Cheese.
What?
His sister apparently lives in Texas and came through.
Oh, your kid, look at
Not
this.
one.
Oh,
Not
my-
two.
It's Christmas.
Not 3.
Oh,
Not 4.
Oh, my God.
But
at this.
5
It's raining
full-size
Doritos.
bags
It's
of
raining Doritos. Taco Doritos. I haven't seen you in so long. Are they still good? Yes.
Look,
they're
first thing you're
still
worried
good.
about. I see. You must have made a purchase this weekend.
I did.
did? What'd
Yes,
you-
I did a thing this weekend. Yeah.
What'd you do?
Can I give you some advice?
Sure.
Don't park where you're parked.
Okay.
If you would like, there should be enough room in my spot where my motorcycle is for you to park your moped.
You bought a moped?
I bought a moped.
Do you have a little tagline?
I do not.
You need to get one. All these news dorks have a little tagline, right? Mm-hmm. Even the mayor had one when he was on your station over there, right? I'm Mitch Reynolds. I mean, it wasn't
I was
much.
just saying his name.
I know, but like he always had a dramatic pause before he'd do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to do something like that.
I'll work on that.
All right.
Something catchy. Reading so you don't have to. How's that, Shaw?
That's my new tagline.
There you go. Some clips from this week's Monday Morning Throwback. You can hear all of those conversations, by the way, in their entirety, along with some other stuff that I did not play with the Monday Morning Throwback. That's on our website. The last week of looking back to some of the best of Shaw when COVID happened and the taco-flavored Doritos went missing. Mm-hmm. And in the midst of COVID, when we weren't allowed to be around other human beings, Shaw, remember when the government overstepped and took away our lives?
Remember how we were the only ones coming to work?
I had a kick-ass rock listener show up at my house, and my wife was freaking out because she's like, there's someone, I don't know who it is, and they're at the door, and my wife is all hunkered down trying to avoid getting COVID. And I'm like, oh, it's Cheese. And he had a bunch of bags of those taco Doritos that his sister down in Texas or New Mexico had bought. And then, of course, you purchased a moped.
I did.
Which you still have.
Uh-huh.
I do.
We, of course, got you in trouble with your wife and your daughter because you were riding around without your helmet on.
One time.
You were told explicitly.
One time.
You were told explicitly, Shaw.
Come on.
I know, and I agree to the terms.
No rider does it just one time, Shaw. Trust me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Trust me. I know you've ridden that thing without a helmet on
More than once.
But a bunch of clips over the last umpteen years. If you want to listen to them in their entirety, go to the websites, the Monday Morning Throwback, highlights of Shaw from over the years.
Is this what I have to look forward to on Wednesday? I'm getting roasted.
You're not getting roasted.
Kidding.
If you think it's bad now, just wait till Wednesday.
I know.
It's not roasting. These are some of my favorite memories of our show, of our time together. The fun things we learn about each other.
Fun. That is true.
You know, all the other crap that we say and the things that we do, like, whatever. It happened. But like these fun times that we had where we discovered things about each other.
Mm-hmm.
Those are always the memories that I'll cherish.
Because boy, did we discover things about each other, Sean.
I'll never forget your Spanish teacher, lady.
Oh, Conchita, yeah.
And how it's a nice little, it's like when the door cracks open a tiny bit and you're like, there he is.
Get the peek behind the curtain.
There's that guy.
Right?
There's that guy. It's nice. Nothing wrong with it, Shaw. It's normal.
No,
it's natural.
I'm proud.
It's all good. Monday Morning Throwback each and every Monday right around 7:40. Give it a listen in its entirety on the website. If you want to hear the rest of our conversations about Shaw's Doritos and his moped and his catchphrase. And
that was really cool of the, I believe it was Cheese, right? Who brought those
rock listener cheese
taco Doritos. And I think I met him at the .01K one year.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. And got a chance to put the name with the face. So that was cool.
Cheese, if you're still around and you want to join us on Wednesday, it's at the Main in downtown La Crosse starting at 4 o'clock. A little retirement party for Shaw as we send him off.
Open
style
to the
and
public,
grace.
Shaw. So make sure you invite your people, too.
I shall.
I know you have lots of folks that you have become friends with. Apparently Dave at Howie's, who's going to be doing the catering. So you already know about the meatballs. But I know there's others. So feel free to invite them as well.
Thank you.
You taught school for a while, too. Didn't you teach classes?
Like a radio
I didn't
school?
teach per se, but I worked at Winona State in their journalism and mass communication department. I was not a teacher per se, but I worked with students.
Did you have a jacket with leather elbows?
No, I didn't. A tweed jacket.
No?
Yeah,
Did you have
with
a
the
pipe?
big button.
Did you have a
No, I
pipe?
didn't have a pipe.
Did you sleep with any of your students?
I did not.
All right. Then were you really a teacher?
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
What else going on?
Vice President Kamala Harris is heading to campaign in La Crosse on Thursday. Harris is likely to hold an event at the La Crosse Center, but no details have been released, including when or what type of stop she'll be making. Harris was last in La Crosse in April discussing women's health care, where she took part in a roundtable at the Hmong Cultural Center on Ward Avenue before heading to the La Crosse Center. Thursday's trip, though, will be her first as the Democratic presidential nominee. Along with La Crosse, Harris will also be stopping in Milwaukee and Green Bay. This will be her 6th visit to Wisconsin. Harris launched her presidential campaign in Milwaukee County in late July with a rally in West Allis. Harris was last in Wisconsin October 3rd, campaigning with Liz Cheney in Ripon. Meanwhile, running mate Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will be in Eau Claire and Green Bay today, joined by Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers to kick off a bus tour that will also include Democratic Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. First Lady Jill Biden will be campaigning in Madison today as well. No word on Donald Trump or running mate J.D. Vance's next visit to Wisconsin. Trump last stopped in the state last weekend for a rally in Juneau.
I couldn't find very much about where in Eau Claire today, though. Well, I was trying to figure it out. So if someone does know that's listening,
I haven't seen the details of that.
I couldn't find where and when at all. But let me know if you know.
Another incident involving guns near a Donald Trump rally. This time near Los Angeles. A Nevada man has been arrested for firearm possession at a security checkpoint outside a Trump event in the Southern California desert. He's been released on bail. Deputies found weapons and ammo in his SUV, along with multiple passports and driver's licenses with different names. A sheriff says it's not known whether the man planned an attack. This weekend marked 3 months since Trump was injured by gunfire at a rally in Pennsylvania. The Nobel Memorial Prize in Economics has been awarded to Darren Acemoglu, Simon Johnson, and James Robinson for their research into reasons why some countries succeed and others fail. The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences said their work helps understand why societies with a poor rule of law and institutions that exploit the population do not generate growth or change for the better. The announcement was made today in Stockholm. And the 12th-ranked University of Wisconsin lacrosse football team blew a 19-point second-half lead and lost 34-33 to number 20 Oshkosh on the road on Saturday. This is the third consecutive loss for the Eagles, who came into the season with the expectation of winning a national championship. Now, a playoff berth may be hard to get.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah. Struggling a bit. And they were up 33-14 in the third, by the way, and let it slip away.
Three-way with Shaw in the newsroom. Looks a little bit cloudy here in our area. No threat of rain, though?
No, but a mix of sun and clouds today.
Okay.
And only 50s.
And not as windy as yesterday.
I forgot to bring my stupid plant in last night.
Oops.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
I'm done. I'm ready to get rid of some of mine. They've still been blooming, and I've been watering stuff up until last week, and I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah, my wife too. Done watering.
Yeah, our one of our mums is blooming a lot more now that it's cooled off. He's very happy with the cooler temperatures.
I still have window boxes and stuff and hanging baskets.
Oh, I've got stuff in the window box along with some Halloween decorations. Okay. So I've got like flowers.
I think I'm done.
And skulls and all sorts of crap out there. I got to move my my big giant glowing skeleton guy this week. Shaw, my shed's coming.
Oh,
my new shed,
you.
my reordered
nice.
Proper size shed that got approved. I got my permit and I'm ready to go.
Congrats, you're legal.
Yeah. Just got a text from Ryan, said, good morning, guys. This is Ryan, the 49er fan. I want to wish Shaw the best of luck and a happy retirement. I've listened to him give news since the station started. He is my favorite news guy of all time. I literally tell my kids to shut up when he is on. You will be missed.
Thank you, I think.
It's good to know Ryan's abusing his children in the name of Scott Robert Shaw, yelling at them. Shut up back there!
Sometimes you're supposed to say shush, shush, shush it. Shush.
That's potent right there. You know, like I don't care what you could be dying in the back seat.
Yeah, they're probably not. They're probably asking.
But Shaw is going to tell me the news.
Why? What? Why? What?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Doc texted in and said multiple guns, passports, and driver's licenses, and they let him go. Why?
They took him to court. I think he bonded out, but
why do they let anybody out? It's like that's what they do. Three-way with Shaw. Thank you very much. We'll get back to him in just a bit. Also, major concert announcement coming up in just a few minutes. We'll do that right after 8 o'clock.
Rock Mornings on your rock station.
That is Candlebox with Far Behind. Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We've got a major concert announcement coming up in just a few moments. So please stick around. We'll tell you who, where, when, and all that stuff in just a bit. Details. We got the details. This is a big one.
Something new, too.
Yeah, and new and,
Exciting.
Exciting. Very exciting. Find us online, rockmornings.com. You can listen to the show live. You can check out the daily podcast, find all of our contact info there. Again, we'll get to that concert announcement. We'll get back to Shaw for another three-way as well. Bad news, happy music coming up. Lots to get to yet. Lots and lots and lots of stuff to get to, so stick around.
More of your Rock Mornings coming up in just a bit.
AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long. The center is going to be shaking all nights long. 95.7 The Rock presenting the Riverfront Revolt on Friday, January 24th, and Saturday, January 25th. 2 nights, 2 shows, 7 bands. And Friday night, you've got Eva Under Fire, Starset, and Asking Alexandria. That's on January 24th at the Lacrosse Center. And then on Saturday, January 25th, the very next night, Lakeview, Pop Evil, Memphis Mayfire, and Beartooth. Asking Alexandria, Beartooth, Starset, Pop Evil, Memphis Mayfire, Eva Under Fire, and Lakeview all coming to town for the Riverfront Revolt on Friday and Saturday, January 24th and 25th.
Yeah, it's in the middle of winter. It is when you want to get out. It is the Revolt. It is 2 nights worth of live music at the Lacrosse Center. The lineups are fantastic. I mean, the chance to see Starset here
again
in the Lacrosse Center and Beartooth and Asking Alexandria. It's an exciting lineup. 2-day tickets, because it's the 24th and 25th. It's a Friday and Saturday night. Will go on sale on Friday. For that show, the 2-day tickets will go on sale on Friday.
There is a Thursday pre-sale. If you become a Rock VIP member on our website or on our app, you'll have a chance to get a exclusive code, so you can buy tickets starting on Thursday at 11 a.m., but the general on sale is Friday. 2-day tickets until November 4th, and then after that, they'll put the 1-day tickets on sale, but it's the Riverfront Revolt.
Great concert, huh?
Friday, January 24th, and Saturday, January 25th. 95.7 The Rock presents the Riverfront Revolt at the Lacrosse Center. A 2-day concert experience featuring Asking Alexandria, Starset, And Eva Under Fire on Friday night.
Baby, I'm about to go.
And Beartooth. Memphis Mayfire. Pop Evil. And Lakeview on Saturday night. 2-day passes for this all-ages event go on sale this Friday at 11 a.m. Or become a Rock VIP at 957therock.com or on the free 957 The Rock app and get pre-sale tickets this Thursday. Or click Win Stuff on our app or website and sign up to win free tickets before you can buy them. The Riverfront Revolt at the La Crosse Center. From your concert authority, 957 The Rock.
Just announced the Riverfront Revolt on Friday and Saturday, January 24th and 25th. It's going to be a hell of a great time to get out of the house. Go to the La Crosse Center and see Asking Alexandria, Beartooth, Starset, Pop Evil, Memphis Mayfire, Eva Under Fire, and Lakeview.
Yeah, and as we were talking about, there is the Rock VIP pre-sale on Thursday. Regular GA tickets go on sale on Friday. They are 2 days. Here's your choices. 300 level seating, 200 level seating, GA on the floor. Stage front includes private entrance, a festival koozie, and a private bar. Jam deck includes private entrance, festival t-shirt, private bar, and an elevated viewing experience.
Yellow.
24th and 25th, Friday and Saturday night, 2-night festival.
By the way, the artists will probably have their very own fan club sales. That'll be different than the ones for the La Crosse Center. So if you're looking for meet and greets, if you're looking for backstage access, you're going to want to go to the artist websites. But yeah, the Riverfront Revolt happening Friday and Saturday, January 24th and 25th at the La Crosse Center. Get the details, get tickets, and find out more. Go to our website, go to social media. It's all over the place right now. Riverfront Revolt.
Rock Mornings. On air, online, on the app.
Show in the newsroom. Not sure if you heard, but Riverfront Revolt happening at the end of January down at the La Crosse Center. An unforgettable 2-day live music event featuring Asking Alexandria, Beartooth, Starset, Memphis Mayfire, Pop Evil, Eva Under Fire, and Lakeview. Tickets go on sale this Friday to the general public, but there is a internet-only pre-sale starting on Thursday at 11 a.m. The venue pre-sale password, by the way, is going to get sent out to their e-news insiders later this week. You can find out more by going to the La Crosse Center website. We're going to have a pre-sale password, I believe, through our Rock VIP Club. Mm-hmm. So if you're a member of that on our website. And 2-day festival tickets will go on sale again on Friday at 11 a.m. You can buy them at the center box office or get them online. And then on November 4th or 5th, I believe, the 1-day tickets will go on sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2-day passes and different there's levels of seating. There's GA. There's
on the floor,
a couple special areas, the jam deck and VIP kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, and don't forget they have private suites now at the La Crosse Center, too. So if you're thinking about maybe getting together with a group and going there and you want to have your own private hangout spot, they've got the private suites now at the La Crosse Center. But the Riverfront Revolt featuring Asking Alexandria and Beartooth coming to town Friday, January 24th and Saturday, January 25th. 2 nights of live tunes right up in your face, Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that'll help you get through winter.
You're going to be retired. You can come down. We'll put you on the mosh pit.
I know. I can stay up that late even.
Carry you around.
You ever done a wall of death?
A what?
Excuse
wall
me?
of death?
What? No. You do a lot of those at Widespread Panic, do you?
No.
A lot of wall of death?
Spinning, but no.
Spinning wall of death? You ever do one of those?
No.
All right.
Sounds like a motorcycle stunt.
Find out all the info. Head to our Facebook page for more details of the La Crosse Center website. But yeah, looking forward to it. Riverfront Revolt happening at the end of January. Right now, Shaw in the newsroom for a 3-way. What else is going on?
The jury selection for the Adam Fravel murder trial was expected to last just a week, but it's taking a little longer than expected. Only 11 jurors have now been seated at the end of the first week of that selection process being held in Mankato. Fravel is being tried for the 2023 murder of his former girlfriend, Madeline Kingsbury of Winona. The case has been moved out of Winona County because of pretrial publicity. A total of 17 jurors, including alternates, must be chosen. Opening statements at the Fravel trial are expected later in the week. When the La Crosse Fire Department opened a new station along La Crosse Street this year, it left behind a former station on Monitor Street. This week, the city's Board of Public Works is looking at 2 offers for the old Station 2. The board may go into closed session today to review plans to either remodel the old building to house small businesses or to convert it into office space. In the last 2 years, the fire department has moved into new buildings on the UW La Crosse campus and on Gillette Street. A killer clown takes out The Joker for the top spot at the box office over the weekend. The low-budget slasher film, Terrifier 3, is the surprise leader with movie audiences earning about $18 million domestically in its first weekend of release. The Wild Robot is in second, and last week's leader, Joker, Folie à Deux, is in third place after an 81% drop in ticket sales. Former Badger basketball coach Bo Ryan is among the new class of inductees into the National Basketball Hall of Fame. Ryan won 4 titles in Division III before moving up to Division I at Wisconsin. He led the Badgers to the NCAA Final Four in back-to-back years, 2014 and 2015. And the NFL's aggressive international growth plan could include holding a Super Bowl outside the United States for the first time. Commissioner Roger Goodell in the past has shot down the idea, but said over the weekend in London that it's a possibility. Goodell floated the idea as he outlined a plan that could include playing 16 international games every year if the regular season expands to 18 games. He also said he has no doubt that Ireland will host a game soon, and he named Rio de Janeiro as a likely new host.
Dublin?
Yeah, I would not go back to Sao Paulo where they went this year.
Too much crime.
Well, when you got to tell your players not to leave the hotel, and then they bring in like tables full of trinkets and stuff so they can get the feeling of being out and about in the public marketplaces, that doesn't speak well of the area that they're at. So yeah, I would say maybe in a situation where it's a little more friendly for the players to come and enjoy it and experience it.
What, did you get up and watch the Bears in London, Sean?
I did, yeah, yesterday morning.
How was that for you?
Well, they won, so that was great.
Yeah.
Got to see all of it, which was also great.
Did you think it was a cool experience?
No, I'm not a big fan of the international games. I just think it's dumb. But I get why they're doing it, but I don't care for it.
They need to just rip the Band-Aid off and put Jacksonville in England already.
Right.
I mean, they're essentially the de facto England team. They had the NFL Europe years ago. It didn't work out. The travel and the schedule is just too much headache. You're talking about trying to figure out how you go. Nowadays, obviously, the travel situation's probably a little bit better than it was when they had the NFL Europe. But yeah, just if you're gonna try to put a team over there, just put Jacksonville over there now, and let's get started here. Let's see what happens. But I don't know about...
I can't imagine the Super Bowl outside of the United States.
I don't know if it matters. I mean, majority of people watch it on TV.
Well, that's true.
I mean, you're talking about...
They'll never have it outside of it.
I think they will. Look, dude, these guys only care about one thing, and it's money. And if they can make billions of dollars having it in Ireland or Germany or England or wherever, they'll do it. They don't care about Americana. They say they do. They'll play the anthem, and they'll trot out, whoever. But they don't really give a rip. They care about green.
Yeah, but I don't think that they'd pass on an American city making all the money.
They don't care. They do not care. Aren't
those planned out for the next decade anyway?
Well, yeah, they go
at
like
least 2 years in advance.
I think they go 5 years in advance in terms of like where they're going to go.
Sure, that's what I mean.
But you're talking about, again, NTR, a phrase we know all about, right? If you're the NFL and you're like, well, we can certainly get money in Dallas or L.A. or New York or whatever with a Super Bowl, but what about that money in Ireland that we've never tapped into? Can we get some of that money? I don't think a Super Bowl is going to happen in the next decade.
No, I doubt it.
But I can see it doing its thing over there.
Well, they've certainly made a push to take it international, so that would be the next logical step.
Well, and think about it. The game's in Ireland, right? And we're going to have all the commercials, which is where they make a ton of the money, right? Here in America, are they going to show Irish commercials on? So you're double selling? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't care about Americana. They care about money. The owners. That's all they care about. Don't let them fool you. If they can make more money putting this game in another country, they'll do it. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. Riverfront Revolt coming to town in late January. One of the bands that'll be at the Lacrosse Center is a band that's been here many times. We had them at the end of Summer Bash one year. It was 2012, I think it was. It was 8 maybe. I don't know. It was a long time ago. And we've become friends with them over the years. We've hung out at Rockfest many times. We had them back at the Cav a couple of years ago. They were there. It was so effing loud in there. It was crazy. But they're going to be here, man, with Memphis Mayfire, Asking Alexandria, and Beartooth, and a whole bunch of others. It's Pop Evil.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
Pop Evil with Monster You Made. They will be at the Lacrosse Center on Saturday, January 25th, as part of the Riverfront Revolt.
So it's 2 days. It's Friday night, and then it's Saturday night. There's 2-day tickets available. Those will go on sale, pre-sale for the Rock VIP Club on Thursday, and then general on sale on Friday at different levels, too, whether you want seating or GA on the floor, or the Jam Deck, or the VIP for both nights as we welcome those exciting lineups.
Riverfront Revolt, Asking Alexandria, Star Set, and Eva Under Fire on Friday, January 24th at the Lacrosse Center. And then the following night, Saturday, January 25th, you got Beartooth, Memphis Mayfire, Pop Evil, and Lakeview.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Details online. Go to lacrossecenter.com for all that stuff. Tickets on sale later this week. The friggin' sports brought to you by teachers who should know better.
Uh-oh, now
2024. And we're still doing this damn thing.
what are we doing?
13. Not one, not two, not several. 13 cheerleaders at Evans Middle School in Lubbock, Texas, are suffering from first and second degree burns on their hands.
What?
After their cheer coach made them perform bear crawls and crab walks on a hot outdoor track as punishment. Not on the grass, not in the gym with the air conditioning on the hot pavement on the track. The girls, who are all 8th graders,
So
12, 13,
14 or 15 probably. 14. 13, 14.
told a website down there, a news website, that they were punished for performing a cheer at a football game that the coach did not want them to do. They said the coach found it, quote, disrespectful. The girls were told to do the bear crawls and crab walks for a mile.
What?
But most were not able to
I'm sure not.
physically continue after 2 laps due to the pain. Some even got physically sick from it. The girls said the punishment happened Wednesday afternoon of last week around 2 in the afternoon. One of the parents went to the track to check the temperature that afternoon, said it was at least 125 degrees.
Oh, my God.
According to the parents, the coach threatened the girls' future careers in cheerleading if they didn't complete the punishment. Afterwards, some girls went to see the nurse, but still, didn't get a call. The parents didn't get a call from the school about their daughter's injuries. Cheerleaders ended up with first and second degree burns.
Second degree burns on your hands.
At least one cheerleader was seen at the University Medical Center burn unit. The teacher, by the way, placed on administrative leave pending an investigation. But again, 2024, and we still don't know better. I get it, dude. There's got to be penalties, and you got to have punishments, and I'm all for it. But making the kids walk around on 125 degree pavement on their hands for a mile is not punishment.
That is not.
That's abuse. That is abuse. You're talking about 8th grade girls.
That is abuse.
Because you found a cheer disrespectful. Way to go. Way to go, adult, in the situation. It's brilliant. It's good stuff right there. Yeah.
What are you doing? They couldn't write an essay about what they learned instead? Why would you do that?
Right. Or maybe
you
don't get to cheer at the next game. Yeah. We've seen kids on the football field die from the heat and dehydration and all that stuff. I mean, what are we doing, man?
Second degree on your hands. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch.
St. the Marines, man. All right? It's cheerleaders. Friggin' sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We've got bad news, happy music coming up in just a bit. Also going to hear from Asking Alexandria, who's coming to town as part of the Riverfront Revolt.
Yep.
Rock Mornings, only on 95.7 The Rock.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Monday edition. What do we got?
We got plenty, actually.
All right, let's do it.
Pretty loaded up. Is getting a drive-through order wrong a criminal offense in Georgia? A sheriff of Cobb County, Georgia, by the name of Craig Owens, is accused of acting like it is after he reportedly called 3 deputies to respond in their patrol cars with lights on when a Burger King messed up his order.
All I need is the owner name or whoever owns this other manager. Well, I just need to find out who owns this place so I can do official complaint. I'm want to order her a Whopper with no mayo cut in half.
I think it is an abuse of power. Deputies run lights and siren, placing citizens at risk and his deputies at risk just so that he could get information from a business owner that clearly could have been followed upon on another day.
So he got the order wrong or got the wrong order, and then he wanted to know who the manager or owner was, and they wouldn't tell him?
Actually, the employees of this particular Burger King ended up locking the doors because they weren't sure what was going on with all this police response. A deputy assured the workers they're not in trouble. He only needed the name of the manager or owner. Now, this happened more than a year ago, but it's only now coming to light, brought forth by a candidate who's running against this incumbent for the role of sheriff. He says he didn't do anything that any non-police officer could have done.
Yeah, it sounds like an abuse of power. And I wouldn't have called 911 because my BK order was messed up. I would go and speak to the manager.
Yes. Go inside and figure out how
he wanted no mayo, and he wanted it cut in half, and he got neither.
What?
Who gets their sandwich cut in half? Not even me.
Not even you, Sean?
Not even me.
And you certainly don't call a bunch of deputies to show up with their sirens going.
Right? Lights and sirens and all that.
When a couple of 17-year-old kids are in there making your Whopper wrong.
Exactly. Right? A wandering 600-pound elk whose remarkable journey through eastern Iowa fascinated people for more than a year.
Oh, yeah, they were following him, right?
Met an unfortunate end on Friday when it was hit and killed on the interstate near LeClaire, Iowa. This particular elk is one of only 11 adult male elk sighted in the state by the DNR. They say it probably wandered in from one of Iowa's neighboring states, which all have growing populations of wild elk, and these animals tend to travel long distances during breeding season. Obviously, this particular elk that wound up in Iowa picked the wrong direction and committed to it, according to a DNR spokesman. It was first seen in Cedar Rapids, Iowa last fall, then in Iowa City back in September. The elk made one of its most surprising appearances when it strolled down the runway at the airport in Iowa City. The airport manager said, "This is the first time I've encountered an elk at the airport in 20 years." It took 4 conservation officers to remove the elk's 600-pound carcass from the side of the interstate. They say there was no vehicle on scene at the time, so they don't know who hit and killed it.
Are they going to stuff him or something, or is he too gone? Like maybe show him off at the visitor center or something like that?
Not sure what their plans are, but yeah. 2 wrongs did not make a right for an Oklahoma man who's facing vehicle theft charges. Oklahoma Highway Patrol said Cody Adams is accused of stealing an emergency vehicle in order to make it to court in time to face a previous stolen vehicle charge.
Like an ambulance?
It was an ambulance vehicle. It wasn't an ambulance per se, but troopers said this guy was at a gas station asking people for a ride to court where he had to appear. When he couldn't get a ride, he allegedly stole a LifeNet ambulance supervisor vehicle that had been left running with no one inside. He actually made it to the courthouse and ditched the vehicle, but was spotted by a trooper who quickly arrested him. Adams admitted to borrowing the vehicle. The trooper escorted Adams to his court date and then took him right back to jail
on new
charges.
Yeah, I was going to put some gas in it and return it.
Yeah, wash the windows, take it through the car wash. I was going to vacuum it out.
Wrong to borrow them? I didn't know. I mean,
well, usually there's permission involved with borrowing.
Small detail.
It's a good honor system, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much honor there was, but it was such a high-speed chase that police had to walk extra fast to catch up.
Ooh.
A man in Indiana is facing a felony charge after he was caught operating a Power Wheels Jeep while under the influence.
Like a kid's
car.
Like a Barbie car?
Yep, just like that. The trooper spotted the little Jeep being driven by 51-year-old John McKee. They gave him field sobriety tests, which, not surprisingly, the man failed. They took the man to the hospital where he was determined to be under the influence of both meth and marijuana. So there's the reason the guy thought driving a Power Wheels in the road was a good idea. He's now facing a felony charge for operating a vehicle while intoxicated.
Super slow.
You can get a DUI for a Power Wheel Jeep? Jeez, man. That might be going too far. I mean, I'm not saying what the guy did was right, but I'm just saying, like, really?
Right.
What kind of damage is this guy going to do in a Power Wheels Jeep? I'm impressed that he even got into it.
I don't think they have lights, and it was in the evening, but...
And it's also very small.
On a road?
Like 1 mile an hour, maybe.
Yes. Maybe 3 miles an hour. In Kentucky, they're now investigating after a worker discovered parts of a woman's body behind a home. Police were called to the home by a man who was doing some work at the property. The worker went looking for the property owner after there was no answer at the door. He told police he noticed some drag marks in the grass that led him to find a dismembered body behind the home. The arms, legs, and head had all been removed from the woman's body. An investigation revealed that a woman named Toralina May Fields has been arrested in connection with the case. They say they found multiple body parts and organs inside a folded mattress as they checked the property. They also found what appeared to be cooked human body parts in a warm pot in an oven of the kitchen. And the worker told them that the woman appeared to be casting spells and being confrontational. She is being held and facing several charges, including abuse of a corpse.
Shocked to find out she was being confconfrontational.
Right.
With the whole dismembering and cooking of a body. Those things don't seem to go together.
So the guy was there to just do some work at the property,
correct.
and then he
found
nobody answered the door, so he went looking around. Oh my gosh, there's a body.
Was it just one body or was it multiple bodies?
One body, it sounds like.
Oh, man.
A woman in Minnesota is facing fleeing and child endangerment charges after police said she was caught driving more than 100 miles per hour. Catherine Joanna Dury of St. Francis, Minnesota, is charged with felony fleeing in a motor vehicle and child endangerment. An officer clocked her vehicle going 110 in a 50-mile-an-hour zone.
Is that too fast?
Yeah, with a kid in the car. The officer turned on his emergency lights and sirens and followed the car. They eventually used stop sticks to get the car to stop. They say a 7-year-old girl was in the car at the time. The woman, when she was arrested, told police she needed to make phone calls to Jesus Christ. A judge
What's his number?
has set bail at $6,000.
Did he give out his number?
No, we don't know the number. Still a mystery.
She couldn't drive 55.
She could not. Her and Sammy. In Michigan.
Bless you.
Thank you. A guy named Aaron Baker got a call from his wife that said she'd gone into labor on her due date. This happened as he was teaching a class at his gym. So he's an instructor, fitness instructor. Okay. The contractions were still 20 minutes apart. And based on his prior experiences, because both of the couple's daughters had arrived late, he figured he had plenty of time. Thankfully, these 6 women in his class told him to go to your wife immediately. By the time he made it home to his wife, Kyle, her contractions were down to 12 minutes apart. They then left for the hospital, and suddenly she said, I think the baby is coming.
Like right now?
Right now.
In the car?
Yes. He called 911 to ask if an ambulance could meet them at the One Well Brewing parking lot, just a couple of blocks from where they were.
Hey, it's a brewery, Brian.
Well, it's their favorite brewery, by the way. They've been there a number of times.
That's how she got pregnant.
They felt comfortable meeting there.
It was like right after one night at the brewery.
Well, the little baby boy, Forrest Wells Baker, was ready to meet his parents before the EMTs arrived. She said, I felt his head right away. They pulled into the brewery parking lot, and the husband threw his phone onto the dash, raced to the passenger side. All it took was one push by his wife, and the dad was catching his son in his hands. First responders were there within a matter of minutes. The baby was just fine, healthy baby boy. They say, we've been joking that Forrest just wanted to swing by for a quick beer on the way to the hospital, just like his dad would.
Hell yeah.
It'll be just shy of 21 years before young Forrest, middle name Wells, in honor of the brewery, will be able to enjoy a pint himself. But he already has his own beer in production. Mother and father got to help mix in ingredients, with one pouring in hops, the other stirring in orange peels for a new beer called Special Delivery that's supposed to be tapped later this month.
That's so cool.
That's kind of neat. That's kind of cool.
Is it me, or was that the ugliest baby you have ever seen?
I couldn't look. It was like a Pekingese.
Boy, a little too much chlorine in that gene pool.
There are a lot of talented minds out there totally wasting themselves for no reason. There are reports that Ecovacs robot vacuums in a number of U.S. cities have been hacked recently. But this was not a sinister effort to abandon the crumbs or terrorize your pets. The hackers yelled obscenities through the onboard speakers, including various racial slurs. The victims say it sounded like a broken-up radio signal. It could have been worse. There are cameras on the vacuums, but there's no indication that they were able to access that feed. It's also unclear how many vacuums have been affected or who was behind this. Ecovacs has admitted that there have been some flaws in their security, but they insist those have now been fixed.
Computer hacking skills.
Vacuum hacking skills.
Right? Who's got all that time on their hands? Come
Racist comments coming from the vacuum.
Well, smart kids who have nothing better to do with their time.
Exactly. You probably heard someone complaining about how groceries cost an arm and a leg these days. Of course, they're exaggerating. It's not that eggs are not more expensive. It's that technically an arm and a leg is worth a lot more than what you have in the bank.
Oh, okay.
Here's how we know.
Okay.
And just a heads up, it's a serious story. 6 years ago, a 56-year-old drunk man in New York City fell onto the subway tracks, and a train operator failed to stop in time. The train ran him over, severing one of his legs, his hip joint, and most of an arm. He survived, but he's unable to work again.
Yeah.
So he filed a lawsuit against the New York Transit Company, and he won, and the court awarded him $90 million.
That's how much an arm and a leg is
In
worth?
a literal sense, they ruled that an arm and a leg is worth $90 million. Now, yes, the guy had been drinking, but the court found that the train operator would have had time to stop the train if he would have pulled the emergency brake. The driver admitted he saw people on the platform waving frantically, and he saw something on the tracks, but thought it was a bag of garbage. He also admitted that he should have applied the
Insult
brake.
to injury. I look like a bag of garbage to you? Not only did you run me over and rip off my hip joint, but I look like a bag of garbage?
And it won't cost you an arm and a leg.
This campaign is costing us an arm and a leg.
They charged us an arm and a leg for the software.
Boy, these guys must charge an arm and a leg.
They charge an arm and a leg for that stuff.
We don't have to charge an arm and a leg.
They're charging him an arm and a leg, and he lets them walk all over him.
Yeah.
Right? And talk about false advertising. Authorities in Oregon pulled over a stolen vehicle and found a bag full of drugs that ironically had not a bag full of drugs printed on the outside of it. Portland police found what they say was a stolen car. They pulled over 37-year-old Mia Rochelle Bagentos and 35-year-old Reginald Lamont Reynolds, and they found more than just a stolen car. When searching the vehicle, they found a bag labeled not a bag full of drugs, which was, in fact, full of drugs, along with scales, money, and a loaded handgun.
Didn't we have a story recently of someone who had a bag that was labeled drugs?
Yes.
Is it
something very similar to that?
Is it the same woman?
No.
Did we go back and check?
Different case.
I got busted before with the bag that said drugs. So if I write not drugs, then maybe I won't get busted.
Okay.
These are not the drugs you're looking for.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
I suppose if you're going to try to get away with it, the one place you want to put it is in the bag labeled not drugs.
Not a bag of drugs.
Right?
No reason to look inside there. It's clearly not a bag of drugs.
It says it right there on the outside of the bag. Clear as day.
Yes.
Don't waste your time looking there, officer.
This is not a bag of drugs.
What kind of idiot would put drugs in a bag that says not drugs? I mean, that's dumb.
It's in the name.
Bad news, happy music. Thank you, Sean. Sure. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Going to get to our daily check-ins after Asking Alexandria, coming to town at the end of January as part of the Riverfront Revolt. Details online. Lacrosse Center's website. All over social media right now.
Yep.
2 nights, 7 bands, one hell of an experience.
Rock mornings, Monday to Friday, 6 to 9. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Find us online at rockmornings.com. Listen to the show live. Check out the daily podcast. Find our contact info. Sign up for contests, all that stuff. Somebody texted in, said, Brian, if you put a Milwaukee drill battery into a Power Wheels, it'll go like 10 miles an hour, even with a 250-pound dude on it.
Really?
Soup it up a little bit. Pimp my ride.
So he actually could go from location to location. Because I'm thinking, like, I've seen those on the side of the road, you know.
I'm guessing in the condition that guy was in, he probably wasn't swapping out some sort of high-tech battery type thing. My guess is he saw it and said,
I'm going to take this.
That'll get me to where I want to go quickly compared to just walking around. And it looks like fun.
Not quick, because kids are driving them. They're not quick.
And it looks like fun. Ugh. Jim, I'm sorry to hear that. Jim just texted in and said, I just found out I got orders to go to Kuwait. Oof. Thank you, Jim. Brenda texted in earlier talking about Shaw enjoying a Big Mac for the very first time on Wednesday. Said, make sure you cut that Big Mac into quarters. Shaw won't be able to eat the whole thing.
Halvesies, maybe. Halvesies.
I'd just be happy if he takes a bite. I mean, the guy trashes it. Well, not trash it, but he just says he doesn't like it, and he's never even had one. And I get it. He says he doesn't like Thousand Island dressing. I understand. I said it's not Thousand Island dressing. It's
special sauce.
Lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame.
I think he's going to like
bun.
it, and at least he'll try it.
Kevin texted in saying, congrats, Shaw, on your retirement. Enjoy it. Maybe Shaw could do a bad news, happy music once a week or weird things he's discovered while on retirement.
I thought about that. Maybe a weekly retirement check-in.
We could just call him.
Yeah, see how the little guy's doing.
Will he be awake?
Yes.
That doesn't wear off that fast, right?
It does not.
I don't think he's going to want us. I don't think he wants anything to do with us.
A weekly retirement check-in? You don't think so?
Somebody else texted in and said, you probably have the Killing Me Shaws picked out already, but there's a line in Quigley Down Under. Don't know where we're going, but there's no sense in being late. Might be fitting. Yeah, I do already have a piece of audio picked out for our final ever edition of your Killing Me Shaws. So thank you for the suggestion, but won't be using it.
And if you're in the area and you've celebrated Shaw and you want to come to his retirement event, it will be on Wednesday at the Main in downtown La Crosse starting at 4 o'clock, 4 till 6.
Ryan said, morning, guys. Ryan, the 49ers fan. I want to wish Shaw the best of luck and happy retirement. I have listened to him give news since his station started. He is my favorite news guy of all time. I literally tell my kids to shut it when he is on. LOL, you will be missed.
Yeah, shush. Shush your pants. Shush.
Cheryl suggested that Shaw go volunteer at a local animal rescue.
I wouldn't be surprised
in his
if
free
he does
time.
that. Maybe not there.
Doesn't want the responsibility of having his own animal, right?
Well, maybe not there. Maybe not at a rescue, but maybe somewhere. He's got a lot to offer, and I wouldn't be shocked if he's doing something somewhere.
Laverne says, tell Shaw he's messing with my morning routine. I no longer have to switch stations to listen to him in the morning. Yeah.
Understood.
And Corbin also texted in and said, happy last week of making us listeners happy. I hope you have a great retirement, Shaw. You'll be missed.
He will be.
I like how no one's going to be happy after he
be fine. They're just saying they're going to miss him, which I'm going to miss him. You're going to miss him. That's the way that goes.
No doubt about
They're
it.
Friends.
You're right. Thanks for all the correspondence. Appreciate it. Good to hear from you guys. Have a great rest of your Monday.